Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bayou Time Sports. And then there were two. That's right. We have two local teams who are making a trek to Sulphur to try and bring home a state championship in baseball. First, we'll start things off with E.D. White Catholic. They will be playing in a state championship in Sulphur in a best 2 out of 3 with Turlings Catholic, due large in part to a big win against Hannon on Saturday. Let's get to the highlights of this game. It was game 2 against Hannon. The Cardinals had won the first game 3-0. Owen Blanchard doing a good job keeping Hannon at bay early in this one. But a little bit later on in the game, the Hannon team breaks through, and it was on this RBI single from young man Cooper Fletcher, drives in Sammy Lowe for the first run of the game, so Hannon takes the lead. Then, a little bit later in the game, it looks like the Cardinals maybe could make a little noise in this one, but it just doesn't happen. They try and tag and get a run at the plate, but Jonathan Lee, who takes exception to the catcher being in the way, I guess, he's thrown out at the plate, and the score remains Hannon 1, E.D. White nothing. Hannon actually scores another run later in the game. Mike Relly comes up with a big RBI, 2-0. And then we go in the bottom of the 7th, bases loaded, and that is Grant Barbera hitting it. And unfortunately, if you're a Hannon fan, it gets away, goes out into the first base waste area, and E.D. White ties it up 2-2, bottom of the 7th. Owen Porsche, and he nails a single to right field. All of the footage you're seeing right now is courtesy of VSN, and you can see how excited the Cardinals are, as they were the home team. When you play a best 2 out of 3, the second game is the home game for the opposing team, the team that's coming from out of the area. So E.D. White wins it again at the bottom of the 7th on that hit by Owen Porsche. And we have a couple of other viewpoints of this that I want to get to in just a second, and I have to thank people along the way for this. Owen, full transparency, is my great nephew, and his mom, Casey, was there, and she had her cell phone, and she actually caught that game-winning hit. And then after that, you're going to see Jay Robichaud, who was there as a fan. His son Dylan plays for the Cardinals, and he gets a shot of it. And I'm just going to let the sound run. Again, bottom of the 7th inning, 2 out. And this is what happens. This is Jay Robichaud's shot. Again, the Cardinals with a huge win at the bottom of the 7th sends them to the state championship, where they will be taking on Turlings Catholic. Again, thanks to Casey Manso Porsche for shooting that first little shot, and then to Jay Robichaud for the second, and to all of the Porsche family. I know, very excited. My godchild, Dr. Matt Porsche, and Avery have to be very proud of her brother, their son, Owen. What a great honor to be doing that. So now it looks like it's going to be a situation where best 2 out of 3 is going to happen on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I say that because it's all contingent on the weather, folks. It's all set up at McMurray Park over there in Sulphur. 2 o'clock start times for all 3 of those games if they need to go to 3. And of course, Vanderbilt had a terrific season this year too. Unfortunately, they ran into that buzzsaw that is Turlings Catholic, and couldn't get by the Rebels. The Rebels won that series 2-0, and that started on last Thursday. The other team we really got a big eye on is the 36-0 CCA Lions. Look at their track to all of this. They had a bye in the first round. Second round, they beat St. Martin's. Not beat St. Martin's, they shut out St. Martin's. And then on Saturday afternoon, they had no problem with St. Frederick's. A mercy rule win, 11-1 over St. Frederick's. The Lions will be taking on number 12, Ouachita Christian in Sulphur on Tuesday at 2 o'clock. That's a big game. I know you see that number 12 seed for Ouachita Christian, but they've been a thorn in CCA's side for the longest time. The winner of that one goes on to take on either Vermilion Catholic or Riverside Academy on Wednesday. Again, CCA playing great baseball. Obviously, they've not lost a game the entire year. So if you want to make that caravan, you can make it starting tomorrow. Tomorrow again, May 13th. It'll be CCA taking on Ouachita Christian as you see that team dogpiling there. Had the opportunity to talk to Coach Joe Tutone yesterday afternoon, and he notified me that they were going to be leaving and going out of town today. So they're actually in Crowley as we speak right now, and they're getting a little practice in at John Melvin University, which is Crowley Miller's Field, and then they're going in and, again, going to be ready for that big game tomorrow. We hope that both teams can come back with a big victory in that one. CCA just doesn't flinch, folks. A lot of people think they're going to hit that wall when they just bust through every wall that comes along. So we're wishing our two teams from the local area the best of luck as they compete for state championships. We'll be back with more Bayou Time Sports right after this.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.